Hello YouTube, welcome to Codered Automotive. My name is Akash. This channel is gonna be completely filled with cars, basically reviewing cars, focusing towards the cars which has more potential, uh, towards late 90s. So let's get into the video and see what's happening. Talking about Honda, Honda came to India in 1995. That's how they established in India, and the manufacturing plant happened to begin its operation in 1997. That was in Greater Noida. So this is a part of history of Honda, how it came to India. Honda started its sales in 1998 with 1.3 liter engine and 1.5 liter engine. Eventually, after 2 years in 2000, they relaunched Type 2, that's Honda City Vtec. The market was really tough at the time, considering the competitors like Ford Icon, Hyundai Accent, Maruti Suzuki Baleno, Devo CLO. They were all about a same price tag. Hence, it was a tough competition considering all other competitors in the segment. Intro of our boy Vtec. Doesn't car look peppy, simple and elegant? It does to me though. While checking the hood is sleek, clear vision headlamps, and the grille happens to come in the 3 slat, which is broad enough, and Honda integrated in the center. While talking about the bumper, there is something unique. This bumper came in 3 parts, 1, 2 and 3. So basically to reduce the import tax and also to ship easy. This particular car doesn't come with any fog lamps, but there is a slot given. So this is pretty much about the front profile. The windscreen is massive enough and the visibility is very clear. Let's have a look at the side profile, starting with the alloy wheel, which was from the company, and this is called the Vtec alloy wheel, which had 6 spokes and the rubber size is 185/65 R14. Ground clearance of this car was a bit of an issue, and it happened to be 170 mm. While focusing to the window garnish, there is a chrome element running through, and it was also covered this portion, but over the edge it's missing right now. The suspension of the City happened to be the front McPherson strut with stabilizer, and the rear is independent strut. And this is pretty much about the side profile. The tank capacity, the fuel capacity happened to be about 45 liters. From the rear profile, the car looks sportier, isn't it? So there is a Vtec spoiler, which gives a appealing look, and chrome finish nameplate holder, and City Vtec badging. Nonetheless, double barrel exhaust. So while checking the rear bumper, it also had 3 parts, 1, 2 and 3, and the reason was the same. While checking the boot space, pretty decent enough. Right now it's stuffed with body cover. And something about the rear windscreen or the windshield, it had defocus back then. And this pretty much about the rear profile of the car. Let's jump in and see how comfortable is it in the rear seat. Considering 5'11", Legroom is okay. Headroom is adequate. Under thigh support, okayish. Massive, bulky armrest, which makes the passengers comfortable. Ashtray in the center. Reading lamp in the center. Small storage space and few chrome elements on offer. Someone of my height should face a tedious job getting out of the car. Who really cares about the comfort? No one. How fun it is to ride, that really matters. Let's have a look. Leather wrapped steering wheel. It looks great to me with 4 spokes, Honda integrated in the center. While looking at the cluster, towards the right speedometer, towards the left tachometer, and the basic indications, fuel gauge and the temperature gauge. And these are the controls for the blinkers, and these are the controls for the wipers, and these are the controls for ORVMs, electrically adjustable though, and this is the switch or the button, whatever you call, for the defoggers. The center console, metal brushed, 3 AC vents, digital clock, indicator hazard, AC, climate control, storage space, a small storage space again, armrest with a very small storage space. Maybe you can place in few papers there. You can place your mobile, I believe. Even AC vents were also metal brushed on the either sides. And the Vtec model had see-through headrest, and here it is. While checking the side panel, power window controls over here, chrome elements here and there, small storage space, and the speaker. This is pretty much about the interior. So folks, with no further delay, let's pop the hood and see what's underneath. Mighty Vtec motor. Let's have a look at the specification. This is 1.5 liter naturally aspirated inline 4 engine with 16 valve. Basically, each cylinder 4 valves, 2 intake and 2 exhaust valves. Altogether 16 valves. The peak output of this motor is 106 bhp at 6800 rpm, 132 Newton meter torque at 4800 rpm. There are many cities out there which looks like Vtec. Basically, the alloy wheel, double barrel exhaust, see-through headrest, and the spoiler is easy to fit. It's easy to bolt on. But the real deal is the Vtec solenoid. What is Vtec? Variable valve timing and lift electronic control. Let's get into the technicalities. This motor has dual characteristics. One is being very frugal and economical, and the other character is Vtec kicking in you. Basically, this is a programmed fuel injection, and here we have the Vtec solenoid. When the car raves, when the motor raves all the way from 1000 to 5500 rpm, it's gonna be very economical. Post 5500 rpm, the Vtec kicks in. That's where the motor shows its potent. So in the technical terms, this motor has a camshaft, and the camshaft has a multiple cam loops, and the profiles of each cam loops are big and small. So the smaller cam loops engages till 5000 or 5500 rpm. Post 5500 rpm, the larger loops get in contact with the rocker arms. The rocker arms, if you can come a bit closer, post 5500 rpm, as I said, the large loops or the bigger loops get in contact with the rocker arms. And how does the rocker arm get to know that the vehicle has passed 5500 rpm? It's because of the Vtec solenoid. The Vtec solenoid gets the command from the ECU. Post getting the command from the ECU, the Vtec solenoid engages the pin to the rocker arm, that's to bigger rocker arm cam. When the pin engages, the larger loops, which I have already told you, engages the rocker arm, and this rocker arm will engage the intake valves. That's two intake valves. So the intake valves maximizes when there is more air and more fuel getting into the engine, there is more combustion happening, hence there is more power. This is a simple explanation of Vtec. The oil pressure kicks into the Vtec solenoid, and that's how the pin engages and disengages. So this is it. Why is this car adored even right now by the enthusiast, and why this car has a demand in the market even right now? Yes, for that the answer is Vtec motor again. Considering 20 years old vehicle, this city Vtec doesn't lose its charm. Even right now the cities rule the track strips, circuits, autocross and rally. The simple reason is it has the grunt and it has the power. How can we make this car even more appealing and sportier? Aftermarket body kits will change the looks of the vehicle to the next level. Upgrading the suspension to coilovers and lowering springs will change the stance of the vehicle. The car looks even more low, which would be even more sportier. Since it is Honda, anytime reliable. Service, the car doesn't ask you for much other than yearly or annual service. Parts are of a decent range. Clutch plate should be about 9,000 bucks. Suspension should be roughly about 4,000 bucks. Available in the market though. All the parts are still available in the market. So this is pretty much about it. While tuning the car can be easily tuned till 150 horsepower. Basically stage 1, stage 2. Stage 2 we can reach the max of 150 to 160 horsepower by changing the internal components like air intake manifold, exhaust, full system exhaust, upgrading the air intake again, short ratio gearbox, standalone ECU. Should put the car to 150 to 160 bhp, or just with a full system exhaust and the short ram should give about 120 ish. Basically apart from India, when the car was released, the car had a potent of 120 bhp, while Honda released to India, they have detuned it and made it 106 horses. So basically Honda detuned for Indian road conditions or for the fuel economy. So this is pretty much about Vtec. Raving the motor all the way to 4500 rpm. Revving the motor all the way to 5500 rpm and cruising about 120. The ride quality is on the softer side. I can feel the bumps. But the car feels planted. No matter what, the car feels planted. Loss of power, just downshift and throttle. The car should do its due diligence. Gives you the confidence to steer between the gaps. The braking is sharp. Downshift and throttle, that's it. I'm not raving the nuts out of the motor. I'm trying to be smooth enough. The RPM is about 4,300 is right now. Slotted into 5th gear. The car is making about 170s. 180s. So this is how it is behind the wheels, guys. See you guys in other video with the other beast. Thank you so much. Ride safe. Thank you.